Hey Sunfield, it's Rick Whittemore, your Sunfield resident agent. Time for your October 2024 market update for Sunfield. Let's dig into the number of homes sold. We saw a nice increase in October versus September. So we had 10 homes sold in October. As you can see, we're up against November and December the next couple of years. Looks like we have some headwinds ahead of us here a little bit. I'm not sure we will sell that many homes because we were north of 30 in December. We can hope, but not sure that we will be seeing that. Average days to sell for Sunfield. Looking a little north of 70 days for a home to sell. So this is from the time that the home goes on the market to the time it goes under contract. So you can count on somewhere between 2 and 3 months in general. All depends on price and condition, of course. I really think these numbers are going to stay fairly consistent with where we are right now for the rest of the year. We'll dig more into that in just a second. Average days on market, they came in 70 as well. So the homes that did sell, they were on the market for an average of 70 days before they went under contract. And the average close price in Sunfield came in just north of $400,000. We're seeing some decent consistency here in pricing in Sunfield. So we're not seeing the massive highs and the massive lows that we've seen in the past. We're seeing some consistency. And it all really kind of depends on seller motivation too, and the square footage of the home that's selling. So always keep in mind when you're pricing your home, why prices are kind of doing this a little bit. Supply and demand, there's a lot of supply, there's not a whole lot of demand. And you will also have sellers that are really motivated to sell their home and they will price it accordingly. So they're pricing it to get out and to move on with their lives. So that certainly creates comps for folks in the future as well. So keep that in mind as you do that. And new construction. Sunfield, we still have, I think, 4 to 5 years left, the developer says, of new construction going on in the neighborhood. So that'll be going on for quite a while. In October, there were 14 new construction homes sold, ranging from about 1,200 to about 2,600 square feet. Prices came in right at $325 up to about $490 for those homes. Interesting thing about what's going on with the builders right now. If you go in the back by the new lazy river that should be open in the spring, lots of dirt pushing. They're paving roads. Road signs are going in. They're putting up the street lights, all of that. So that is going to be a couple hundred home sites there. So that's going to be super active next year. Interestingly enough, as I drive past the model home park pretty frequently, a couple of weeks ago they had signs out there, 4.99% interest, 40,000 or 20,000 to 40,000 flex cash, all that. Went by yesterday and the signs are like, hey, we're open. So all those incentives have kind of been wiped off a little bit. So Pulte does not have any incentives published. Brightland is saying 2.99% and up to 45,000 in flex cash. I know they still have a few inventory homes and a couple of lots they're looking at getting rid of. Taylor Morrison has no incentives published. Castle Rock has no incentives published. Syntex has no incentives published. And David Weekly, pretty generically on their website, up to $40,000. So what's happening here is the developer hasn't quite finished the lots yet, so they haven't completely turned them over to the builders yet, so the builders are kind of waiting for the lots to open up. So right now, with virtually no incentives from the builders, which has not happened in quite a while, there's kind of a sweet spot for sellers in Sunfield right now. We still have about 40 resale homes on the market in Sunfield. Great opportunity because you're really not competing as much with the builders as you were. Come January, February, of course, you're going to be competing directly with the builders and they're going to be pushing their products and offering some really nice incentives. So anyway, there's a little bit of a sweet spot for those that are interested in selling right now. Lastly, we're going to get into our old friend interest rates, who's just doesn't want to come down. They're trying so hard, but they're doing it. Yesterday, rates closed at 7.02. Today, they're looking at closing a little bit better, so we'll probably see mid-sixes today. Rates are just really volatile. The election's behind us, which is great news. The stock market right after the election went crazy, huge values, lots of gains. The bond market, which directly impacts mortgage rates, kind of went the other way. There were concerns about tariffs and concerns about continued inflation and national debt and all of that. So it took the bond market a few days to adjust to the election because rates went really high right after the election. A couple days later, they came back down. They were kind of looking on a good trajectory. This week, they've come up a little bit. We did have the inflation report came out today. That was what was expected, so it looks like the bond market will act favorably towards that. So I think we will continue to see rates drop. It's going to be a very slow process. So the bond market takes a while to feel good about things, and we'll see how the incoming administration does and the policies that they have that are going to directly impact mortgage rates. But we should see them come down. Nothing significant, not like they used to be. Again, we'll end 2025 probably in the sixes, high fives if we're lucky, but very potentially in the sixes. So anyway, if you have any questions about the real estate market, buying, selling, just inquiring minds want to know, give me a call. Thanks.